Your brown eyes are not brown. Stop. Let that sink in. We use one word to describe 80% of humanity. It's a profound oversimplification.
There are at least 7 distinct types. Each is a genetic code, a survival advantage written by your ancestors. I'm Aura. My work is to uncover the biological blueprints behind the feelings society often dismisses. So if you've ever felt that you see the world differently, the proof might not be in your head, it's in your eyes. Before we decode them, get near a mirror. What do you really see? Let's find out if you're right. If you see an eye so dark it appears almost black, you are looking at the original human blueprint. This is our first type, Obsidian. These aren't truly black. They are an impossibly deep brown, containing such a high concentration of the pigment eumelanin that they absorb over 99% of the light that hits them. Think of them as high-grade biological sunglasses, forged at the equator as the ultimate defense against blinding ultraviolet light.
This dense pigmentation grants you superior visual acuity in bright conditions. It's like your eyes have a built-in polarizing filter, cutting out the noise of glare to see the true signal underneath. But the advantages go deeper. Melanin is linked to the speed of our neural pathways. Research published in journals like Perceptual and Motor Skills has consistently found a correlation between dark eyes and faster reactive motor skills. Your brain simply gets the message a fraction of a second sooner. The trade-off for this speed? Some preliminary research suggests a link to lower physical pain tolerance. This isn't a weakness. It is a system tuned for rapid response, not for bracing against impact. So Obsidian is the original shield, forged for maximum protection and maximum speed. But if this is the ancestral blueprint, why did evolution decide to dial it back for the vast majority of people on Earth? The answer lies in the most common, yet most deceptively complex brown eye of all. This is the espresso eye. Where Obsidian was a solid, impenetrable shield, Espresso is the first glimpse of a landscape. The melanin concentration dials back just enough to reveal the underlying architecture of your iris. In the light, that delicate network of crypts and furrows, your eye's unique topography, finally becomes visible. But this isn't just an aesthetic shift. It points to a different biological strategy. A fascinating study from Georgia State University found a strong correlation between lighter eyes and higher alcohol consumption. Brown-eyed individuals, conversely, often require significantly less alcohol to feel its effects. Society might frame this as low tolerance.
The psychological truth is far more sophisticated. Your body simply has a more sensitive feedback loop. It's a finely tuned instrument. This is not a design flaw. It's a profound clue to a different internal wiring, a system that prioritizes acute sensitivity over brute tolerance. You have a highly effective built-in governor, a biological brake that statistically reduces the risk of dependency by signaling stop much, much sooner. The quiet trade-off for this intricate design is that its beauty is often shy. In dim lighting, that complex topography flattens, and the eye appears as a simple brown, masking the ancient story written within its structure. So far, we've only dealt with one ingredient, the density of brown melanin. But nature is a chaotic artist. What happens when a second fiery pigment, the same one that creates red hair, crashes into the mix? The result is an eye forged for survival in the twilight of the north. We call this the Cognac eye. That fiery pigment crashing into the calm brown is pheomelanin. It's the same genetic marker from the MC1R gene family that dictates red hair, and it injects those distinct copper and rust-colored threads into the iris. This genetic shift was a direct response to a profound change in environment. Imagine your ancestors, generations removed, leaving the sun-drenched plains of the equator. They journey north, entering the misty, perpetually overcast forests of ancient Europe. Here, the sun is a pale, weak disk in the sky. To survive, the body needed a new tool,
a way to synthesize every last drop of precious vitamin D from the faint light. The Cognac eye is that tool. It is metabolic hardware, a piece of ancient technology forged in the twilight of the North. But every adaptation comes with a cost. The trade-off for thriving in low light is less of the protective brown eumelanin, meaning a higher sensitivity to the harsh glare of the full sun. Okay, pause. Everything we've discussed so far, Obsidian, Espresso, Cognac, it has all been about pigment, chemistry. But for the next two types, chemistry takes a backseat, and pure physics takes the wheel. This is the part where most people get it wrong. If you miss this fundamental shift, you will completely misunderstand how your eyes can literally change their color based on the light in the room. This ability belongs to a category known as russet, or what some call honey brown. With this type, the amount of melanin pigment is so low that the front layer of your iris, the stroma, becomes translucent. This sets the stage for a phenomenon called Rayleigh scattering.
It's the same reason the sky appears blue. Light enters the eye, and the tiny collagen fibers in your stroma scatter the shorter blue wavelengths of light. This scattered blue light then mixes with the very faint yellow-brown pigment underneath. And what do you get when you mix blue and yellow? You get gold, you get honey, you get an eye that can appear to change color. Your eye is not a static canvas, it is an atmospheric event. It doesn't just have a color, it hosts a color, born from the marriage of light and tissue. In dim light, it looks brown. In direct sunlight, it ignites into gold. You carry a tiny sunset within you. The hidden advantage here is a form of passive communication. You have a built-in dimmer switch that reflects your environment. The trade-off for hosting this internal light show is, predictably, photosensitivity.
Because your eye is so efficient at scattering light, it's easily overwhelmed, making you squint even on bright, overcast days. So the russet eye is a master of light, weaving it into gold. But what happens when the physics is inverted? When instead of broadcasting warmth, the eye's very structure swallows the light, creating a cool, smoky, neutral tone that acts as the ultimate camouflage. This brings us to the genetic ghost. The genetic ghost is ash brown. This is the visually confusing eye. It lacks the fire of Cognac or the gold of Russet. Instead, it holds a cool, slate-like, almost smoky quality. The pigment itself is still brown, located deep within the iris. The cool tone comes from the physics of the Tyndall effect. The front layer of the iris, the stroma, is denser with strands of collagen. It acts like a morning fog. As light enters, this cloudy medium scatters the shorter, cooler blue wavelengths back out, while swallowing the warmer tones. You're seeing the ghost of light itself. This creates the ultimate camouflage. This is the eye of the perennial observer, the lone wolf. It's not designed to shout across a room. It's designed to watch, to blend in, to understand the entire landscape without being a conspicuous part of it. It doesn't demand attention, it absorbs information. This visual neutrality is often the hallmark of deeply mixed ancestry, a genetic signature from the crossroads of the world, like Central Asia or Eastern Europe, where light-eyed and dark-eyed gene pools have mingled for centuries. Its only disadvantage is its profound subtlety. From a distance or in a flat photograph, the color can appear muted. It's true, complex beauty is a secret, reserved only for those who get close enough to see the ghost in the machine. The ash-brown eye is the perfect blend, a genetic meeting point. But what happens when the code doesn't blend at all? What happens when it makes a radical, almost feral choice, stripping away nearly all the brown pigment, leaving a solid, piercing color that is far more common in wolves and eagles than it is in humans? That radical choice results in the rarest of all human eye colors, the true amber eye. This isn't the honey gold of a russet eye, dappled with other shades. True amber is a solid, uniform field of luminous copper. It's the result of a genetic override where the fiery pigment, pheomelanin, floods the iris,
leaving almost no trace of the earthy eumelanin behind. You see this color in the wild. It's the gaze of the wolf, the eagle, the owl.
This isn't just a color, it's an echo from that wild. To have this eye is to carry a sliver of an untamed world. It is the gaze of the hunter, the watcher in the woods. And while it doesn't grant you their night vision, it does tap into a deep primal archetype. This can be mesmerizing. It can also be deeply unsettling to a world that often prefers the familiar. That is its hidden disadvantage. The sheer intensity and rarity can create a social barrier, a sense of being perpetually misunderstood, your gaze perceived as a challenge when it is simply your state of being. We've journeyed across a spectrum of color, from the deepest shield to the predator's gaze. But the final and most captivating type of brown eye isn't a color. It's not a pigment. It is a pattern, a biological event frozen in your iris that turns the human gaze into a gravitational force. It's called the starburst, or, in clinical terms, central heterochromia. Look closely. It's a dense, solid ring of dark brown right around the pupil, which then explodes outwards into delicate streaks of gold, green, or hazel. The cause is a beautiful accident of development. Imagine melanocytes as tiny artists coloring your iris in the womb. They concentrated all their darkest pigment in the center, and as they moved outwards, they simply began to run out of steam, leaving behind a lighter, almost translucent outer ring. This creates a natural bullseye, a biological attention engine. The human brain is hardwired to lock onto high contrast, and your eye funnels a person's gaze directly to your pupil. Your gaze feels more intense, more engaging, not through effort, but by design. For those who have often felt unheard, consider this. Your very biology is a tool for being seen. It's an innate ability to capture focus, a natural counter to the noise of modern life. Your eyes command the room before you even speak. The only ambiguity is the constant debate over your true color, a small price for carrying a supernova in your gaze. So now you have the map, the 7 ancient stories told by a brown eye. But one master question remains. What is the switch? What single gene acts as the volume knob, deciding if your DNA expresses an Obsidian shield, a Cognac fire, or a Starburst engine? The answer ties everything together. That switch is a gene called HERC2, located on chromosome 15. It's the master volume knob for melanin. It doesn't create the pigment itself. Instead, it tells your body exactly how much to produce.
This single instruction determines the entire landscape of your eye, whether you have enough eumelanin for an obsidian shield or just enough for the physics of light to paint an ash-brown canvas, so we see the full picture. Your eye color is not a simple label. It's a complex atmospheric layer, an ancestral shield, and a mathematically unique pattern. It's a living chapter of your ancestral story, proof of a survival strategy that shaped you. It validates that feeling of being different by showing it's written into your very code. Now you have the map. I want you to go look in a mirror, use the flashlight on your phone, and get close. Which of these 7 stories are your eyes telling? I genuinely want to know. I read every single comment, so let me know down below. If you learned something new about your own face today, consider hitting that like and subscribe button.
It helps more than you know.
I'll see you in the next one.